Welcome to Mantle Monday with your host, Taisha Morales. I'm excited to share today's word with you. During one of our recent episodes on Warfare Wednesday, we witnessed how Jesus repositions us to serve, and that is through the healing of Simon's mother-in-law. But today, we return to that same room, not to revisit the miracle, but to recognize the messengers, the ones who saw her suffering and said something about it, the ones who didn't wait for her to cry out, and who didn't dismiss her pain as private or inconvenient, but the ones who carried her name into the presence of Jesus. They are unnamed, unseen, but their intercession moved heaven. Let's go back to Mark chapter 1, verses 30 and 31. Simon's mother-in-law was in bed with a fever, and they immediately told Jesus about her. So he went to her, took her hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she began to wait on them. That sentence holds a mantle. They saw her, they spoke up, and Jesus responded. But let's pause here for a moment, because they didn't run to anyone else to talk about what they saw. They didn't post it. They didn't spread it. They went to Jesus. Because, we all can see, but can we all go to Jesus? Can we carry what we see, not as content and not as commentary, but as intercession? Can we resist the urge to broadcast and choose instead to bring it before the throne? They saw her suffering and they didn't settle for sympathy. They moved in mercy. They moved in faith. And Jesus responded. It's easy to settle for the obvious. She was in bed. She had a fever. She couldn't move. But I believe they saw more than symptoms. They saw a Simon under attack. They saw a woman who was supposed to be up serving, moving, hosting, but now she's stuck in silence. They saw purpose paused, and they didn't just notice. They responded to that. And that kind of scene takes discernment. It's not just about what's visible. It's about what's missing, what's being resisted, what's being stolen. I've been seen like that. Not just as tired or overwhelmed, but as someone whose calling was under pressure. And someone told Jesus, not with drama and not with the mic, but with urgency and love. That's the mantle. To see beyond the surface, to recognize when someone's fire is dimming, and to speak up before the silence becomes permanent. So today, I'm asking you, who do you need to see again? Not just glance at, really see, and then tell Jesus. Today, I honor the ones who see, the ones who don't need a platform to carry someone's name into the presence of Jesus. The ones who notice when something's off, who can discern when purpose is under pressure, and who can speak up, not just for recognition, but for restoration. You may never be named in the story, but I want you to know that heaven knows who you are, and healing follows that obedience. So I pray on this day that the next generation would rise with eyes that can see. And not just to see titles or roles, but that can see assignments, pain, potential. I pray that sons and daughters who don't settle for status, but that carry the mantle of mercy, who will interrupt heaven with their intercession and will speak up when others stay silent, who can live on purpose because they see with purpose. Let it be said of them, they saw and they told Jesus. Amen.